Keenan Shanholtz here, West Virginia Land and Home Realty, and today we're in Paw Paw, West Virginia, and we're looking at 59 unrestricted acres. This property, what makes it special is the topography and how easy it is to get around on. So as you can see, there's roads everywhere. I mean, I could drive my pickup around a big portion of this property, which means, you know, for ATVs, that sort of thing, it's excellent hunting here. You know, it's got all the privacy you can shake a stick at, but, you know, maybe a quarter mile off the paved road here, a half to a quarter mile off the pavement, you're back on the mountain, but it's easy to get to. So let me show you where we're at here. So, this is what the property looks like. I mean, it's basically just a big rectangle. It's super long. And where I'm at, I'm about right smack in the middle of the property right here. And as you can see, it's just one big ridge that filters from, you know, the property goes back to about where it really kind of starts to get steep. And the mountain that you're looking at up there is Spring Gap Mountain. And this property's on the north face of Spring Gap Mountain. And like I said, this is about where it starts to get steep if you were going up. And this gently filters all the way down through the property. And so basically you come in here, this is Bethel Road, this is the state roads paved. And then this is a road called Backcountry Road. And you come in here like this, and there's a road that comes up and goes around like this, goes across, comes down, goes back up, and I'll draw all that on the area, like one of the aerial shots, so you can see all the trails and stuff. But just check this out. I'm kind of like a road intersection now. So going back that way takes you down to where you come in at, to Backcountry Road. This trail here goes, we got this trail cleaned out maybe another 100 yards past here, but it goes way, way, way up through the property. But just check out how good the topo is over here. And I'll zoom in here. You can see that field there. And you'll see that like on the aerial shot and like on the drone shots, but the property almost goes over to that field edge. But, and on this side, basically, it goes right down to a small hollow on either side and the whole big ridge up in the middle. But let me just zoom that in. Like where my truck's sitting at, that's kind of like the little connector that takes you from that road over to this road. So, I'll just walk up here a little bit. And this property offers really good views to the north. And it's kind of hard to see unless you're here on the ground. But there's a multitude of places you could build on this property. You know, just take your pick. But if you want something, you really want a nice view, I think you're going to want to stay over to this side and get the view to the north. And you'll maybe be able to see that here in a minute, but just look at all the nice hardwood here. It's all hardwood, mostly all white oak, chestnut oak, that sort of thing. But let me get you up here a little bit. I mean, it's easy. You can, I can walk around on this property and not breathe too hard. Okay, so you don't have to be a decathlete to hike around on this property. I mean, it's super gentle. And this is about where we kind of stopped. My guy kind of ran out of time cleaning this road out here yesterday. But this path, this keeps continuing. I mean, there's probably a mile of trails, I'd say at least, on this property. But, you know, the further up you go, the better view you can get. And it's going to be, like I said, back to the north. You just got to cut some trees, you know. but you can really have a nice view. That's kind of looking back towards Paw Paw. And so where we're located at here, we're maybe 3-4 miles from Paw Paw. You know, Paw Paw's not big. It has a Dollar General and stuff like that. But you're 35 minutes from Cumberland, Maryland, probably 45 minutes from Winchester, Virginia. I mean, Paw Paw's kind of out on its own, but it's really not far from anything. And of course, in Paw Paw, you got the Potomac River, which separates Maryland from West Virginia right there in Paw Paw. So the C&O Canal, you know, fishing on the Potomac. You have the CACAPON River, super close to here. You could be at public access on the CACAPON in 15 minutes from here. So all kinds of outdoor activities and things you can do around here. But it's really, really hard these days to find an unrestricted piece of property. So there's no HOA here, no rules. You know, there's advantages to being in, you know, gated communities and stuff like that. But if you really don't want nobody telling you what to do and you want to put 10 campers out here, you know, you want to put a tiny house out here, you want to put a mobile home out here, you want to build 4 houses for you and your 3 kids on this property, you can do that. As long as you comply with the county rules, there's no covenants or anything prohibiting you from doing whatever you want to do here. And I would tell you this, you'd be really hard pressed to find 60 wooded acres anywhere in the general vicinity here. I mean, I cover about 4 counties. You'd be really hard pressed to find 60 acres that lays this nice and was this usable. There's no waste at all to this property, except for maybe there's a little pipe stem, and you'll see that looks funny on the plat. And there's a little 10-foot pipe stem that goes down to Bethel Road. And when this property was cut off of a bigger piece, that was required by the county. It needed to have state road frontage. So even though you don't access it that way, that's why you see that funny little like pipe stem on the survey and stuff. But good survey on this property. It's all well marked. Recorded survey that was done probably about 10 years ago. This one's a good one. Just want a big piece. You know, hunting property, ride on, build on, you know. I mean, I could take you around to different spots here. I mean, but it pretty much somewhat looks the same. I mean, you know, just nice woods. They cut the timber off of this place selectively about 12 years ago, and it's kind of hard to even tell where they cut anything. I mean, you might see an old stump here or there, but all that did was space out, you know, so your other timber's growing really nicely. Everything's spaced out good. There's good regeneration here. You'll see a lot of like hardwood saplings and stuff. So healthy forest. You know, easy 2-hour drive from here to DC, you know, the Northern Virginia area, Baltimore. I mean, you're right in that 2 to 2.5 hour window. Good roads getting here, but come check it out. You don't want no rules. You want to get away from people and have total privacy and usable ground. This is the one.